All right, today I'm going to share some thoughts on light. Right now in Chicago, there's less than 10 hours of daylight every day. Sunrise is a little bit after 6:30 and sunset is around 6. So this is really just not enough light. And I don't do supplemental lighting, and I've been looking at some of my orchids, my cattleyas in specific, and sort of concerned that they're not getting enough light. So the first plant that I want to look at is this Cattleya lutomania right here. Now, if we point out this pseudobulb right here, you can see that this I got 2 years ago from Bill Rogerson, and it's blooming size, so it had bloomed. He gave it to me, and it's been putting out roots. But if you look at the two new growths coming off of that, right here and here, whoops, you can barely see it's around the stick. See those growths? They don't have sheath, and also you'll see they're much smaller than this growth that had the bloom on it. So basically it's put out one growth each year, and both of those growths are smaller than the previous growths. It would suggest to me that this Cattleya lutomania is not getting everything that it needs. It needs light, it needs food, it needs water. From what I've read, lutomania grows at sea level in Venezuela, so it needs lots and lots of bright light. So the fact that it's winter and not getting enough light worries me. So obviously this hasn't bloomed the last 2 years since I got it, and maybe it's not getting enough light. My setup this year is different from last year. So last year I had 4 racks against this eastern wall right here, and this part to the right that I'm panning through is the sunniest spot because it's the southeastern exposure. And you can see this year I don't have a rack here, and that's because of course of my leakage problem, and I need to leave that space open right now. So I have put my third rack here in the corner. Now this corner back here, it's got light right now. It's about 10 a.m. in the morning, but it doesn't get as much light as the other 2 racks. And even so, you can see in the under shaded area of this racking, it's much darker in here than, okay, there's snow reflection off the ground, as you can see through the window, but it's much darker down here. So lots of plants are not getting as much light this year as they were in previous years. So I'm really concerned that this is going to affect my bloom rate. So I'm not sure if it will quite yet. Everything was out for the summer, and of course it got everything sat underneath the 60% shade cloth at that point, but now it's all in. And so now the question becomes is if all the orchids that I have racked down below, like these, see all those back there, if they're getting enough light. Not really set up in here to do supplemental lighting, but I'm wondering if I should put some in to help things along. So that's my thoughts on lighting. I did move that lutomania. Last year it was in the middle of a rack for the winter, and now it's as close to the front of this shelf as I can get it. So there's that lutomania again behind my Howare lava burst, and hopefully I can give it enough light to induce it to bloom. So there we go. Thoughts on winter light.